Hello students, welcome to the third part of Russian Revolution. This is also the final part. Before starting, I would like to request you to subscribe the channel, the new channel, and click the bell button so that you can get new notifications as well as new videos. Till now, we have studied the conditions of Russian Revolution, how it was started, and what was April thesis, 1905 revolution, or we have also studied the February Revolution of 1917. So now we come to the main part of revolution, that is October Revolution. Now on 16th October 17, Lenin just put a pressure on the Petrograd Soviet. Soviet means the group of people or who were representing at that time Russia. So he wanted those Soviet people and the Bolshevik party to take power. So when he pressurized them, after that on 24th October, now the military men, we have already seen that they were in two parts. So those military men who were loyal to the government, they seized the offices of Bolshevik newspapers, and just to retaliate, the Bolsheviks they had arranged for a ship and many vessels. So the name of the ship was Aurora. So they took the ship Aurora and through the river Neva they reached there to the Winter Palace and they captured all the government offices. So heavy fighting was there, and after this fighting from October, November and December, till December, all the area was under the control of Bolsheviks. Now when the Bolsheviks controlled the area, so we will discuss what changes were there after this revolution. When the Bolsheviks took power, so as it was their agenda, they nationalized all the banks, and it took till November. So all the banks were nationalized now, and all the industries were taken by the government, and the land of the villages was also seized, and it was taken from the landlords, and it was redistributed in villages. The name of Bolshevik party now it was changed and it was named as Communist Party of Russia. And as we had seen in April thesis that Lenin wanted peace, so they maintained peace with Germany on 18th of March. And now Russia became one party state. One party state means any country which is ruled by a single party, just like China. China is also a communist party. So wherever there is communist rule, they never allow any other party to take part in the elections. And those people who criticize the government, so they were arrested. So for this, many secret police were formed, like Cheka first, its name was changed to OGPU and NKVD. So these are the secret people who just mixed in the people and arrested those who criticized the government. And at last, censorship was imposed. Censorship, we have discussed this many times. I will again discuss it. Censorship is a kind of government policy when all the play, books, movies, news, whatever comes for the public, it is viewed by the government, and when the government says that it is appropriate for the people to watch, that is called censorship. Censorship में जैसे सऊदी अरेबिया, वहाँ पर जो न्यूज़ आती है तो वो भी गवर्नमेंट देखती है, उसके बाद जब वो उसको रिलीज़ कर देते हैं कि हाँ गवर्नमेंट के लिए ये किसी तरीके से उनकी इमेज को नुकसानदायक नहीं है, then only they release it. It is called censorship. After taking power by the Bolsheviks, all other people who did not like them, they were starting to gather army against the Bolsheviks. So actually when the land distribution started in Russia, the army also began to break up. Break up means the army people just left the army and went to their villages to get the land. And all other parties like non-Bolsheviks, especially Mensheviks, socialists, liberals, conservatives, they all gathered together to fight with the Bolsheviks. Now there were three parties, or we can say three armies fighting. So रेड्स, अच्छा, और ये आर्मीज़ में जो रेड्स, ग्रीन्स और वाइट्स हैं, ये इसका मतलब है सीधे सीधे कि ये आप ये मान लीजिए कि केवल कैप्स के रंग अलग अलग थे, बस उसी बेस पर ये आर्मीज़ थीं. तो रेड कैप बोल्शेविक्स का था, ग्रीन वॉज वोर बाई सोशलिस्ट रिवोल्यूशनरीज़, और वाइट कैप जो थे वो प्रो ज़ारिस्ट के थे, जो ज़ार की तरफ थे, कंजर्वेटिव्स की तरफ. अब इनके बीच में बहुत घमासान लड़ाई हुई, उसी को सिविल वॉर कहा जाता है. अच्छा, इसमें एक्चुअली जो ज़ारिस्ट और जो सोशलिस्ट लोग थे, इन्होंने जनता के बीच में काफ़ी जाके मारपीट या मारकाट की, तो उसकी वजह से पब्लिक इनके खिलाफ हो गई और पब्लिक ने बोल्शेविक्स का साथ दिया. इसके अलावा हम लोग ये डिस्कस पहले ही कर चुके हैं कि जेडिडिस्ट जो थे वो भी बोल्शेविक्स के साथ थे. अदरवाइज ऑल अदर पीपल मीन्स ग्रीन्स एंड वाइट्स, दे वर सपोर्टेड बाई फ्रेंच, अमेरिकन, ब्रिटिश एंड जर्मन ट्रूप्स. बट यू कैन वंडर that even after so much backing by these outside armies also, but due to the support of public, the Bolsheviks won the civil war. Now this title can make you confused. Making a socialist society means जब बोल्शेविक्स ने रशिया पर कब्जा कर लिया तब उन्होंने पूरी रशिया को कम्युनिस्ट कैसे बनाया. सो वी कैन ऑल्सो डिस्कस इट एज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ रेवोल्यूशन ऑन रशिया. दिस क्वेश्चन कैन बी डिस्कस्ड एज इम्पैक्ट ऑफ रेवोल्यूशन ऑन रशिया. सो ऑल द बैंक्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज वर अंडर गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल. लैंड वॉज कलेक्टेड और वी कैन से इट वॉज पूल्ड आउट बाय द पीपल. पूरी ज़मीन इकट्ठा की गई और सब पूरे गांव के लोग इकट्ठा उस पर फार्मिंग करते थे और ज़रूरत के हिसाब से उनमें प्रोडक्शन डिस्ट्रीब्यूट रहता था. द बिगेस्ट थिंग विच वॉज सेंट्रलाइज्ड प्लानिंग, इट वॉज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड एंड 5-year प्लान्स वर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. और ये आपको जान के ताज्जुब नहीं होना चाहिए, एक्चुअली Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was also fantasized with this Russian, we can say, plan, and he introduced the centralized planning in Russia, means Lenin introduced. On the same way, Nehru introduced this planning in India. So planning was introduced, and due to this planning, everything now was going good. So it led to economic growth. इंडस्ट्रीज़ खुली बहुत सारी, स्कूल खुले, हेल्थ कंडीशंस भी हुई और काफ़ी कुछ चेंज हो गया रशिया में. बट ड्यू टू all this thing, the work was slowed down, as well as in Russia one more thing happened, and that is the condition of workers was again poor due to fast, or we can say rapid, industrialization. Now in 1927, Joseph Stalin became the general secretary of Communist Party in Russia, and Lenin was not there. So Joseph Stalin was the successor of Lenin. And if we count the foremost dictators of the world in 20th century, so after Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, these names are very common. So Joseph Stalin introduced collectivization policy. These two names you can join together, Stalin and collectivization. So the theories followed by Stalin, they are called Stalinism. एक्चुअली कलेक्टिवाइजेशन का मतलब वही है, ज़मीनें इकट्ठी करना और किसानों का उन पर खेती करना. In 1927-28, there was very much shortage of food grains in Russia due to bad harvest. So Stalin just started his activity, and the land was taken from kulaks. Kulaks were called big farmers in Russian language, and kolkhoz, or we can say the collective farms, were formed. And now those people who opposed this policy, or they just resisted it, so they were either deported or exiled or even imprisoned. जिन लोगों ने इसका विरोध किया उनको जेल में डाल दिया गया, और इसके अलावा उनको टॉर्चर भी किया गया. उस समय के करीब करीब 2 मिलियन पीपल जो थे वो जेल में थे 1930 तक, और अच्छे अच्छे इंटेलेक्चुअल्स, डॉक्टर्स, राइटर्स, प्रोफेसर्स, वो सब जेल में थे. एंड एट द टाइम ऑफ फेमाइन अगेन 4 मिलियन पीपल डाइड. सो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड द स्टालिनिज्म एंड कलेक्टिवाइजेशन. और इनकी पॉलिसी जो थी वो एक तरीके से आप कह सकते हो कि फेल हो गई. नाउ at last we come to the last question, impacts of Russian Revolution on the world. Actually we have studied that socialism on a theory was a very good theory, but in practice it was not as good as the theory was there. So in all Europe, the socialist parties were just watching the Bolsheviks, and they did not approve their working style, because the Bolsheviks worked in the dictator's way. Whatever they wanted, they implemented it, and those who opposed these people or the government, they just put them into jail, or even they were also killed. So following the socialism in Russia, in many countries the governments were also formed, like in Britain, Labour Party, or in some other countries, Poland, China, and all these countries followed the policy of Russia. And even one communist university was also formed in Moscow, and many students came to study the communism in this university. By 1950, the people now had recognized that socialism is not a very successful idea. So they were all searching for its flaws, its problems. So now it had proved to be a failed theory. And after that, the international reputation of USSR was also declined. And as a result, in 1989, USSR was broken. And now what you can see, the only country is Russia, and all the 16 countries which composed of USSR, they are all separated from USSR. So in this way, now as far as the questions are concerned and the main points are concerned, I have discussed everything which is important. So I think this is the last part of this, or last topic of this chapter. Thank you. All your queries will be welcomed.